You've probably seen these viral videos circulating on social media. Chinese manufacturers claim that luxury Western brands like Hermès and Louis Vuitton are secretly manufacturing their products in China. They allege that these items are produced at a fraction of the retail cost and then shipped to Europe for final assembly and labeling, allowing them to carry the prestigious Made in France or Made in Italy tag. Interestingly, these videos started flooding TikTok right around the time the US threatened China with a massive tariff hike. One particularly viral video, uploaded by a TikTok account, claimed that a Hermès Birkin bag, which sells for over $38,000 in boutiques, only costs about $1,400 to make. The creator broke down the costs of leather, thread, and craftsmanship, asserting that American consumers could purchase the same bag directly from Chinese factories at a fraction of the price. He also argued that his video was removed because he was exposing the truth, something luxury brands didn't want revealed. But is it true? First of all, Hermès does not manufacture its products on TikTok, as some creators suggest. According to Hermès' official website, the company employs 22,040 people, with 62% of them based in France. Hermès has 60 manufacturing and training sites globally, with 52 located in France. The rest are in countries like the US, UK, Australia, Portugal, Italy, and Switzerland. Hermès sources specific expertise from different regions. For example, watches from Switzerland, cashmere from Mongolia, lacquer from Vietnam, and wool from Scotland. Despite this, some Chinese manufacturers claim that Hermès produces bags in China, then ships them to France or Italy for final touches, just enough to justify a Made in France or Made in Italy label. One TikToker went viral for describing in detail the materials used in Hermès bags, from the leather to the stitching. His storytelling was compelling enough to spark doubt among viewers. He argued that if Americans bought directly from Chinese factories, they could get the same bag for 1/10 the price. His videos were eventually taken down by TikTok, but he claimed they were removed because he was telling the truth, and luxury brands didn't like it. Louis Vuitton also does not have manufacturing plants in China. According to the company's website, its production sites are in France, Spain, Italy, the United States, and Switzerland. Footwear and ready-to-wear clothing are made in France and Italy. Jewelry collections come from France, Italy, and Switzerland, and watches are produced exclusively in Swiss timepiece workshops, so the claims that Louis Vuitton manufactures in China are false. These TikToks started to flood social media right around the time the US raised tariffs on Chinese goods to 145%. The timing is suspicious. Multiple TikTok accounts uploaded similar content, suggesting a coordinated effort to go viral or push a specific narrative. So what's really going on? This raises two possibilities. Number one, Chinese manufacturers are seeking US direct buyers. Due to high tariffs, Chinese sellers can't profitably use platforms like Temu or Shein for small item exports anymore. So they've pivoted. They now claim to be original equipment manufacturers, OEM, for luxury brands. The story goes, they make the same bags without logos and sell them for 90% less. For instance, if an LV product costs $2,000, they offer a logo-free version for $200. But because no one wants a $200 made-in-China bag, even if it's high quality, they craft a story that these are real bags made in China and just relabeled in Europe. Number two, counterfeit goods as a weapon. Another possibility is that China is loosening its regulations on counterfeit goods as retaliation against US tariffs. Previously, Chinese authorities would arrest individuals or take down online stores that sold counterfeit products. Now enforcement seems more relaxed. As a result, the global counterfeit market is surging, and luxury brands are reportedly losing up to 10% of their revenue to fakes. Allowing counterfeits to flood Western markets could be a form of economic warfare, hurting US and European companies as a form of payback. For years, China has faced criticism for failing to adhere to global standards when it comes to intellectual property and copyright enforcement. Despite being a member of the World Trade Organization and repeatedly pledging to improve IP protections, the reality on the ground tells a different story. Chinese companies, often with little fear of legal consequences, have been known to replicate patented products, copy trademarks, and reproduce copyrighted content, all while evading meaningful penalties. This lack of enforcement has created a thriving counterfeit industry, from luxury fashion and electronics to pharmaceuticals and software. Counterfeit goods manufactured in China flood global markets. These knockoffs aren't just illegal, they damage brand reputation, confuse consumers, and undercut legitimate businesses that spend years building trust and value through innovation and quality. For luxury brands in particular, whose value is closely tied to exclusivity and authenticity, counterfeiting can be devastating. Major brands like Nike, Louis Vuitton, and Apple have all suffered significant losses due to counterfeit operations originating from China. In some cases, the fakes are so convincing that even experts struggle to distinguish them from the real thing. These aren't just low-quality replicas sold in street markets anymore. Counterfeiters are increasingly sophisticated, using similar materials, manufacturing processes, and even packaging, making enforcement even harder. While China has made some efforts to improve its IP laws on paper, enforcement remains spotty, and the incentives to ignore or even unofficially support counterfeiting remain high. Until there is a genuine shift in policy and accountability, counterfeit goods will continue to wreak havoc on global brands, undermining years of brand equity, stealing market share, and ultimately hurting consumers who believe they're buying the real thing. What's your though?